Hello, hello, hello! How are you guys doing this evening? My crazy hair. I had my hat on. Hi. Should I leave my hat on? And then I took my hat off because I was sitting in the, well, not even the parking lot, but to the edge of Speedway. I was just sitting here and I was like rolling through my phone and I was trying to figure out which book I'm gonna read next. This is the exciting day of Peter Monn. I'm gonna take my hat off. So I was just sitting here and I was going through my books and I was like, well, first I was looking through social media stuff, and because I've been like listening to the music, I was listening to Christmas music, and then I was like, what is this? It's hand sanitizer, and bare hands. I think I got this at Meijer actually. I was looking through social media stuff, listening to Christmas music. And I was gonna listen to my audiobook and try to finish it because I have about 40 minutes left of the book that I'm listening to, which is The 12 Sleighs of Christmas by Jacqueline Frost. Everything, including her name, is Christmas associated, Frost. And then I was like, I'm just gonna vlog now and then listen to my book afterwards. Why not, you know? And it is 11:49 p.m. on Monday evening. And then ow, shoot, my glasses just opened on my finger. I was like, why not read some comments on my video? It's been like a week since I've done that. So yeah, I have like 2 hours left of the 12 Sleighs of Christmas. I know it won't show up on here, but like the picture, it won't show up on here, but like the picture of the book is so pretty. It's like this house with these Christmas trees in front of it, and then it's like this little log. I wish you could see it. Here, I'm gonna see if you can, Alex always does it so well, I don't know how to do it, but it's not showing up. There it is. Do you see? Look how pretty that is. Isn't that so pretty? Don't you wish you were staying there for Christmas? Oh, come on, now get back in focus. There. Come on. And then I was finishing my Dunkin' Donuts Sugar Plum Macchiato, which was so good. It was like one of the best things I've ever had. So anyway, and look at how big their large is compared to like Starbucks. It's like half the size. I'm really like a fan of Dunkin' Donuts. I just don't go there very often because there's not one right by our house. Okay, let's see. Get into the vlog of love. The last vlog was called And Then This Happened. And let's see what happened. Let's see the comments. All right. Kara said, oh, Kara, hey, Kara. You have to listen to Celine Dion's version of Oh, Holy Night. Na, 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 na. I basically sing just like Celine Dion, can't you tell? I have no emotional attachment to that song, and gosh darn it if I don't start. We're kind of like a bunch of cozy people over here, I realized today on the vlog. My vlog is like, where cozy people come. Don't you think? It's like very simple and just nice over here on the vlog, and I love that. I decided today that I want to be a lifestyle blogger that I want to redo my whole house, and then my vlog and all of my channels and my Instagram will all just be like me redoing a farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere, and then everything will be like white and gray and real beautiful with like splashes of color with paintings and stuff. And then I'll have a DIY channel. I think I'm actually gonna turn my Peter Does Stuff channel into a DIY channel. I'm gonna start doing some DIYs over there. I thought it would be fun because I'm so like bad when it comes to crafts and cooking that if I did like Peter tries, because it's called Peter Does Stuff, right? So if I try this and I try that and I'm trying to do stuff over there, I thought that'd be kind of fun. So So anyway, no, I'm not real serious about changing everything over there. But I was like looking into DIY stuff, and there's this lifestyle blogger. I don't remember what her name is. Somebody out there will know what I'm talking about because she's real famous. There's like a million lifestyle bloggers. But anyway, she's not really a lifestyle blogger. She's like a DIY interior decorator, redoes it, whatever. But her husband was in the service, and then when he came back, his name is Jose, if that'll help. I don't remember what her name is, but I remember that his name is Jose, because I read like her bio on her website. It's beautiful. And she has like an Instagram and stuff. But they bought some farmhouse in Michigan, and then they like redid everything. And the whole house is like, it has like these big white chairs and white cabinetry. It's just gorgeous. And she has like this other person. I was looking on her Instagram. This is where I kind of like slightly get obsessed with stuff and I don't even know how. And all of a sudden, I'm looking through all these like DIY interior decorators. I don't even know what you would call that community. But this one woman, she had like these cabinets, these closets in her like hallway in this old farmhouse. And she had them all open, and it was a pillow closet. Have you ever heard of such a thing? A pillow closet. And she had all of these throw pillows in the closet, and she just exchanged them out, put them on some pillows and on couches, and some on, you know, and then she'd buy more, and the whole closet was just a pillow closet. I was like, I want a pillow closet. I just want everything to look pretty. And then I got real sad about it, because I'm ready to just redo our whole house. Why can't I just win the lottery, like $100 million, like everybody else, you know? No, I mean, like everybody else wants to, right? And then, hell, I don't even need that much. I just give away most of it if I want anyway. But I would redo our condo, and I'd have it be real cozy, and I'd have there be like, I want those like, that gray, barnyard, gray barn, like door. Is that what it's called? Barn door. Like the flooring, you know, that's like gray and looks like a barn. I want that, and then I want white cabinetry everywhere, and I want it to be white, and you know, like cement countertops in the kitchen. I don't want the granite countertops, I want the cement. And then in the bathroom, we want it to be like this dark wood kind of, and then I want cement countertops. I think cement countertops are so cool. So anyway, and then, but the downstairs would be all like light and airy, and then like our bedroom would be all like really nautical themed and stuff, and then I would have little reading nooks everywhere. Wouldn't that be so fun? I'm so like, that's what I want. Okay. Who texted me? Oh, Alex, he said, going to bed. Night, babe, love you. Hold on a second. But that's what I want. He sent me his Christmas list too, which already had something on there that I was getting him, so that's good. Okay, into the comments. So Kara, I'm gonna have to listen to Celine Dion. So, oh, he disliked my comment. I said, love you too, babe. She said the second half of it is so beautiful. Okay, I'll listen to that. Lainey said, hoping all are safe during the holiday season. Thanks, Peter. Your vlogs are part of my routine to wind down for the evening before bedtime. Nice to end on such a nice, comfortable note. Oh, I love that. See how cozy? We can all be cozy together. Jay said, I mean, the name of the channel is Peter Reviews Stuff, so if people don't like non-Starbucks reviews, they can kick rocks. Okay, I must have given Sally Joe to Arlena. I remember giving her, I thought I gave her like the little one, but I guess I gave her Arlena too, or I guess I gave her Sally Joe too, because Sally Joe was in the car forever. Anyway, okay, JD said, hello, Peter, and to all of you watching, our amazing man who is so genuine and inspiring to everyone. Hope everyone is safe. Aw, thank you. Emily said, one of those days where there's bad news, one after the other. Nice to listen to Peter and watch a vlog at the end of my day. Take care, everyone. Emily, I'm sorry. I hope your week is getting better. Tracy said, when people think of gospel music, they probably think of church. I think of the Jerry Garcia Band, because the show that I saw, they had amazing gospel singers perform with them. Bobby Brown Jr. just died recently. How heartbreaking for that family. Yeah, I don't think of the Jerry Garcia band as gospel necessarily, but they have had gospel people sing with them. And I love the Jerry Garcia the band. What's this song? Waiting for a Miracle is one of my favorite songs from them, but why can't I think of it? It's the song, it's a really famous song by the Jerry Garcia band. Now I have to look it up, and it has the word blue, it has blue in it. Painted Up in Blue or something like that. Why can't I think of it? I know somebody's shouting it out at me. Jerry Garcia band, Blue. No, not Deep Ellum Blues, Blue. What is this song called? Tangled Up in Blue. It's a Bob Dylan song too. Maybe that's not what it is. No, I think it is. People don't talk much about the Jerry Garcia band. Oh, here's the one CD that I have. The Jerry Garcia, it's like real colorful. I forgot. I have a couple of their songs on my iTunes, but like I mostly have their CDs. Okay, let's get back into the comments. But Tracy, I agree with you. I mean, like a lot of times, like gospel music can be in a lot of different things too. It can be in like, you know, musicals. It can be in bluegrass. It can be in jazz. It can be, you know, in all kinds of things. You're absolutely right about that. Carla gave blue hearts. Michelle did some kind of emoji. I can't. It's like a little guy with like the eyeglass thing. Maria said, I told my fiance the only thing I wanted for Christmas was a cameo from you. I hope he got one for me. Can't wait for Christmas. Sear Bear said, you're such an empathetic person and a ray of light to many people you don't even know. Oh, she said, you deserve a damn good man, Peter. Oh, thank you. Well, Christy said, love you so much, Peter. You guys are so nice tonight. I have been like this. I mean, you're always very nice, but it's so weird because like, I just tweeted this out, like, I was like going through Twitter and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know if maybe I'm getting too old or something like that, but there just is, well, it wasn't just Twitter, I was going through Facebook too, and there's just like so much negativity and like toxicity everywhere, and it just really, to be honest with you, sometimes it's just too much for me. It just really makes me sad, and it really makes me sad, and I can like, where is my lip gloss? Did I not put it back in here? You know, I can be like in a really good mood. Does this ever happen to anybody else? Like, I can be in a really good mood and then get on like social media. Now, Instagram doesn't really ever do this to me. Instagram just makes me wish that my life looked better than it does. I mean, like, superficially, you know what I mean? But like, other than that, it's like when I look at Martha Stewart's like houses and stuff like that on Pinterest, which I never go to Pinterest anymore. But I'm always like, my hairstylist, I don't know why this cracks me up. Her daughter is like 10, and her daughter has an entire Pinterest like board of just like how she wants her wedding to look. She's 10, you guys. I love that. I think it's so hilarious. And so anyway, she had like a whole Pinterest board too of like how she wanted her room to look like Paris. And so last year for Christmas, my hairstylist, she's such a neat mom. She's so great. She's like a single mom, and she's like fantastic. And her daughter really, really wanted to go to Paris, and she wanted to have a room. Was this for her birthday? Or was it for Christmas? It was for her birthday because it aligned with spring break. And so she couldn't take the time off to like, she was like, I don't have the money to take her to Paris, and we can't go for that long. I mean, if we went, we would like fly in and fly out in a day, you know? So she had her entire room redone for her 10th birthday. She's 10. for her 10th birthday to look like Paris. Like, had like, you know, the Eiffel Tower stenciled in and new bed and all this kind of stuff. And then she took her to Las Vegas and they went to like the Paris hotel and stuff. Isn't that so cool? I thought that was so nice. She's like real creative like that. Like, she's like, you know, just because she can't like afford or do something, like she's like, I'm gonna do it somehow and make, you know. And she's like her best friend, and she's all, but like not best friend, like, you know how like some parents are like their kid's best friend, and you know, like, hey, like I'm the cool mom from Mean Girls. She's not like that. Like, she's like a fantastic mom. I feel like in my life I have been blessed to have a lot of friends that are just really, really cool, like parents, like great salt of the earth parents. Was it last Christmas? I think it was last Christmas. I went in there like in November, and I was telling her that, well, she knows how much I love to read and stuff like that. And she was like, oh yeah, she's like, she's just now getting into reading, and she wants this book and she wants that book. And so I was like, well, what books is she wanting? And she said, this is like, I try to, well, it's not that I never do, but like, I'm not a believer in getting, like, saying like, oh, I did such great things or whatever, but this is kind of like, I had so much fun with this, so this is not me like, hey, pat on the back, you're such a great person. I selfishly had a lot of fun with this. So she was telling me that her daughter had just gotten into reading like in the last 6 months, and she was reading like a lot of young adult and stuff like that. And she was asking me about like some of the authors that she wanted to read, and she's like, she keeps her very age appropriate. And she was like, do you think this is too old? Do you think this is too old? And whatever. And I was like, who did she want? I can't remember who she wanted to read. Oh, she wanted to read The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. And so my hairstylist was asking me, she was like, you know, I want her to have, you know, like, I want her to have read books that have, you know, strong, empowered young black women in it that she can relate to. And she was, and I was like, oh my God, I have so many books that I think, you know, whatever, that would be great for her to read, based on like what I've read or what I've heard people say that they, you know, like really liked it. And so she was kind of like running some titles by me, and some I had read and some I hadn't. And she was like, well, she likes to read this, and she can't, like, what was she wanting? It was The Hate You Give, but there was another book that she wanted to read, which The Hate You Give was like one of my favorite books of life. There was another book that she wanted to read, and she was like, I think it's too old for her. I can't remember what it was. But I was like, no, I don't think, I had read it, and it was like a really popular young adult book. I can't remember what it was now. But she was like, do you think it's too old for her? And I was like, well, what age group is she reading at? And she goes to a private school, and she was like, well, she reads at about an 8th grade level. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And I said, can I do something for her? And she was like, what? And I said, will you let me go? And she still, you know, was excited about like who was gonna, you know, that Santa Claus was coming on Christmas and all this kind of stuff. And I said, could you, let me go and buy a bunch of books from her, and then you can just surprise her with it. So anyway, I went and I bought a bunch of books for her, and I had so much fun. I like went and like, I talked to a bunch of my friends on like BookTube, and like asked, you know, people like what their suggestions were for books that I hadn't read, and picked out some books for her. And then I picked out some books that I had read that I thought she would just love, you know, books of mine that were like some of my favorites when I was growing up and stuff. She was so excited about it. She like, cause like all the books were like individually wrapped and stuff, but they were like in this box, and her mom had given it to her. And this guy's like looking at me like, what are you doing? Don't even worry about it. I guess I should drive, but I wanted to read some comments. But anyway, I had so much fun doing that. That was so much fun. I'm hoping that Carlitos or Sebastian is a reader, because that will be fun to buy them books. Liliana reads to them a lot, and Carlitos likes those books. The only books he reads, oh shoot, I can't remember. It's a And it's like the only books he'll read. He doesn't read any other books. Sebastian's still so young that she like reads him like picture books, obviously, and stuff like that, or show, you know. But like Alex and I have gotten them a lot of books for, you know, presents and stuff like that. And I don't know when this was, like a year or two ago. Oh, maybe a year ago, I gave them a bunch of my childhood books because I was like, I didn't give away my favorites, but I was like, who am I mean, like, gonna give these to other than Carlitos and, you know, Sebastian? And so I took a bunch of books over there, and they were so excited. And I think actually I wasn't there. I think Alex took them over for me because they put them on their bookshelf and stuff. They have like a really nice bookshelf, and they put them on their bookshelf, and they were like organizing it. And Alex FaceTimed me and was like, they wanted to show you how they were organizing it on there. But it was a lot of like Dr. Seuss books and, you know, those Cat in the Hat books. When I was growing up, I had like all of those Cat in the Hat books. You know, the ones that are like this big. I don't know what they're called. Not just Cat in the Hat, but like, you know, Go Fish Go or Go Dog Go and Fish Out of Water. Like, those were my favorites when I was a kid. Come over to my house with the other ones. One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, or whatever that one was called. I still have tons in the basement. I should take more of them over there, so they're just there. I have this bookmark. I don't know where I got it. Oh, look at that. It's like a blow-up Christmas tree, guys. Look how cute that is. I've seen a lot of blow-up stuff, but I haven't seen a blow-up Christmas tree. Isn't that cute? I have this bookmark at home, and I don't know where I got it. It's just laminated. I think I got it at the library for something. It's this laminated bookmark, and it's my favorite bookmark. It's like this big. And it just has this, it's like all different colors, like red and blue and green and all this yellow and everything on it. And it just has like written on there, like printed, like in type print. It says, the whole world opened the moment that I began to read. And you know, I know that there's a lot of people out there that are like, you talk so much about books on this vlog and blah, 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 whatever. And I know I do. And I know it's like, you know, repetitive because I talk about the same books, or I talk about it on my booktube channel too, because I've been like, if you follow my booktube channel, I've been like vlogging a lot over there recently, like every other day. It's kind of pretty to see the Christmas lights in the back of the camera. But anyway, I've been trying to be more active over there, and I've done like 2 hauls of like graphic novels in the last week. Somebody asked me what a graphic novel was. I don't know if I defined it. I don't even know that I could define it, but it's more of like a book form of a comic strip, kind of. Longer version maybe, but some of them don't seem any longer to me than comic strips. I don't know. I ordered another one tonight called Noise. Amazon recommended it to me. It's supposed to be real short, like 28 pages. So I was like, that's a good one for my book goal. But anyway, and then I can give that to somebody. I'm gonna, you know, I don't know, maybe donate these to the library or something like that. The Heartstopper Alice Oseman books, I think I'm gonna donate to the library because they're so, like, they're brand new and I don't need to keep them. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna donate those to the library. And then the other graphic novels I'll probably just keep. But anyway, what was I saying? I know I talk a lot about books over here, but you know, like, books have really been, like, in a way, you have to kind of imagine it's me talking about, like, Tanya or Valerie or Al. I mean, it's like, books have been consistently in my life really good friends of mine. You know, and I know that that sounds kind of corny and cheesy, maybe, but it's the truth. And I can remember when I was really young, even before I started going to school, my mom taking me to the library. My mom was an avid library user her entire life. Like, one of her favorite things, she would do this at Barnes & Noble too, not just bookstores, or not just libraries, but one of her favorite things to do was go to, like, the library and sit there and just, like, pick 5 books excuse me, and not necessarily take them home, but just read at the library. My mom would go to Barnes & Noble, and she loved that they had a little coffee shop in there, you know, and she would get like a cup of coffee, and then she would get like, you know, magazines or whatever, and she would literally just sit. I mean, I used to think like, Mom, why don't you just buy the magazines, you know? She was so like, my mom was, I was gonna say she was cheap. She was a penny pincher, you know? And she was like, why? She was like, I can just get a cup of coffee and I can sit there and read the magazines. And she would just sit there and she would read like so many magazines and spill through books. And there was some book I was gonna buy her. I can remember, it was like a biography. This house is so pretty. I keep on passing this every night. Is that the house? No, that's not the house. I mean, that house is pretty too, the way it's decorated. But there was this one house that, where is it at? I think it's back there. It is back there. That is decorated, and it's like, they have all these trees in the back that have white lights on them. They have this gorgeous white Christmas tree in the front. And then like inside, they have like this little, it has to just go up to like one room or one loft on the second floor, like our condo is, because the upstairs looks really small when you, like structurally, when you look at the house, but like the staircase has all of this greenery and lights and stuff up. I think I'm gonna try to put the Christmas tree up tomorrow or the next day. I don't want to stay up too late tonight because I want to, I've got to like, okay, this Christmas shopping thing, you guys, has become a mess. I wanted to do everything online. We'll go back to the book thing in a second, but I wanted to do everything online, and I had ordered a bunch of presents. I'm so mad about this. For Caroline, Tanya, and Sarah online at a store that there's literally 10 of them here, right? So, but I was trying to do all my shopping online. So, and the two things I wanted from Alex that I was kind of like, or I wanted to get for Alex that I was kind of like waiting till the last minute. One of them is gonna be, it'll make sense when I explain it on here, why I can't order that. The other thing I was gonna order, so I have been like watching websites and they would say on there like the last date to order for ground shipping is such and such date, right? And most of them that I saw was the 15th. It was 10 days out that it would get here by the 24th. And I don't need anything here before the 24th. That's totally fine. If it gets here on the 24th, I'm totally fine with that. So anyway, I get this email today. This was my Christmas presents for Caroline, Tanya, and Sarah. And I got this email today that said that it won't be able, I ordered these products like 5 days ago. And it said, because I ordered all three of them, something from one place and something from another place. The one place I haven't heard anything from, the products haven't shipped, I don't know. But this other place, they emailed me today and they said that because of receiving so many orders that they're behind and that they won't be able to get there like on time. And I'm like, okay, well last year for Christmas, Caroline's present was messed up and David's, what do you call it? David's present didn't come on time, which I still have his present from last year, so I'm gonna give him that, but I gotta text him and ask him what he wants. But anyway, so Caroline, so anyway, I'm like, I was so frustrated when this email came because I was really excited about this, and then I was like, it was something that I had that somebody gave me, and I was like, I loved it and I fell in love with it. I don't want to say what it is on here because they sometimes watch my vlogs. So it was something that I loved, and I think I even bought myself one, but I'm not sure. And so I was like, okay, well, I could have just gone to the store and got it, but I was like trying not to do a whole lot of that, you know? So anyway, and then Alex went to the mall today on the way home from work. He said it was dead. He said there was nobody there. But he just went to Saks. And, Warby Parker, because he went and ordered glasses at Warby Parker. I actually ordered 5 pairs of glasses online from Warby Parker. Because, you know, we just got an eye exam. Alex got contacts today. Okay, so the last time that Alex got contacts was probably literally like 6 or 7 years ago. And he like paid for all these contacts, and then he was like real frustrated because he was like, he couldn't get it into his eye. And he was like, how do you do this? How do you, he was like, it weirds me. I said, babe, you just go like this. And I just like literally like with, you know, went like, bloop, like that. And he goes, oh, that weirds me out. Like, how do you touch your eye? How do you touch your eye? I was like trying to teach it to him. I was like, hey, look. I was touching my eye, and he like got so freaked out that he was like, no. And that's why he's always worn glasses, right? So he got a contact exam the same day that we got our eyes checked, and he was like, it stopped. Anyway, so he had these contacts that he came home in. He was wearing contacts. He's like, look, I have my contacts in. Poor guy, his eyes looked so red, like he was not used to them. And I was like, I wanted to ask him how long it took him to put it in, but I said, oh, that's so great. He was real excited about it. He was like, yeah, I got dailies. So anyway, then he went to Warby Parker when he was at the mall, and he got, because I forgot they had that store in the mall. I could have just gone, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But he ordered 2 pairs of glasses. So I had, you know, done the thing online where you can like order 5 pairs of glasses, and then they deliver them to you, and then you can like pick the ones you want and then get the frames made out of them. Alex and I picked the same frames. How is it out of all of the frames at Warby Parker that Alex and I literally picked the same frames? I think one of them we did. Like one of them, that ones he got, we didn't, but the other ones we did, and I really want them. Well, I'll tell you why. Because they look a lot like this. If Caddis made real glasses, not just reading glasses, I mean, I'm tempted to take these into some lens crafter's place and see if they can take the lenses out of these and make glasses into these and my other ones, because I really, really like them. But anyway, because they're like with Warby Parker, like when you try them on, it's like depending on like the size of like your head and if it's wide and whatever. But see, these like fit me like really well. They're not too small for my head, and I have a really wide head, you know what I mean? So anyway, did that. He said the mall was dead. He said Warby Parker was dead. He said Saks was dead. So I got to go into Saks to get something for him. And then I got to go and get these things for Caroline and Tanya and Sarah, which I hope the other things that I ordered come, because I'm really excited about those. And then I ordered Alex some stuff. Well, one of the things I ordered him is from Amazon. That'll come like that. It's Prime delivery, so that'll be there on time. And then some of the other things that I bought him will be there. Like, they shipped. So I got the emails about those. So that's fine. That's all, you know. Anyway, so I didn't really want to do a lot of shopping, and now I have shopping I need to do. So I'm gonna have to go either tomorrow or Wednesday. Alex works late on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to my meeting tomorrow night or not. We're thinking about maybe, like, the Zoom part of it is still continuing. So, Tanya and I talked about maybe just, like, doing the Zoom meeting instead of, well, tonight we had our literature meeting, which was real, oh my God, it was so good tonight. Our literature meeting. I love my literature meeting on Monday nights. So I don't know if we're going to oh God, I almost said the name of my home group meeting. See, I'm too comfortable with you guys. So I don't know if I'm going to my home group meeting tomorrow night or not, but, oh, look there, the house is so pretty. I love all these decorations. I wish our house was more decorated. I still need to put the Christmas tree up. Isn't that crazy? Tonight, I had, like, put these little sparkle lights on the wreath, but I haven't put them up on the other 2 things yet, and I turned on the wreath. It looked so pretty. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, our house looks so cozy. Anyway, so I've got to do a little bit of shopping, but I want to do it, like, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, before next week, when things get like, I don't want to go when it's crowded at all. So anyway, going back to the reading thing, you know, like, I can remember when my mom, like, would take me to the library when I was a little kid. And like I said, this was before I went to school. And she would say, you know, well, she loved, like, the bookstore and the library. That's what I was saying. Like, she would just go there. Oh, I remember, like, this is what I was going to say. There was some book I was going to buy her. I can't remember what it was. I think it was this Anne Lamott book, which I actually did end up buying her. Traveling Mercies, I think, is what it was. Was that what it was called? Something Mercies. I read that book too, and it was fantastic. I haven't read Anne Lamott in years and years and years. She's really, if you want like a spiritual, like really profound kind of life journey books, she's really good. So anyway, I can remember I said something to my mom about some book I was going to get her. I don't remember what it was. And she was like, oh, I almost read the whole thing sitting at Barnes & Noble drinking a cup of coffee. I said, you sat there and read the whole thing? I said, Mom, that's somebody's book that you're, like, oh, look at all those lights down there. I was like, Mom, that's like somebody's book. I have to go down here and show you guys these lights. And I'm right at a place to turn around. But I want to show you this because it's so pretty. Here in this little church. Is this a church? Oh no, I was like, why are all these people at a church at 12:23 a.m.? It's not, it's a retirement home. I was like, Mom, why are you reading somebody's book that they're gonna buy? And she's like, oh, I'm very careful with the pages. She was like, so it won't disturb it. I'm like, oh, okay, Mom. I almost went up over the median in the road. This little neighborhood, they really went to town on some lights here. Oh, look at, okay, well, I mean, they're okay. They're just lots to look at. But look at this right here. Look at how pretty this is. This is what I saw from far away. Now, they're competing, you can see, because there's this, and then there's this across the street. I think these people won. Look at this, it's so pretty. I mean, it's a lot, right? But can we just talk about how pretty that is? If that was me, I would just like, if I would just sit in my window and look outside at the lights. I love it. Do you ever turn around in people's driveways? I'm not going to turn around that person's driveway because... Oh, then look at this. They have like this little Christmas tree right here. I can't show you, I'm turning around. Do you ever turn around in people's driveways and you're afraid they're going to come like out? Right? Okay, they literally have this little Christmas tree bush, and that is like all that they have in their yard lit up. I'm like, you're no competition for these people down here. But anyway, so yeah, so my mom, she just loved libraries. She always had books out from the library and stuff. And I don't know why, my mind is all over the place tonight, but I just had this memory. One of the times, I think it was the very first time that my ex and so I loved the movie Smoky Mountain Christmas. I'll tell more about this later, but this is, I love the movie Smoky Mountain Christmas with Dolly Parton. You can watch it on YouTube. If you guys want to talk about a cozy Christmas movie, two of them, okay? Smoky Mountain Christmas with Dolly Parton, I love it. She never even released the music from that movie, which I wish she would. I'm dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas. You can take the girl from the country, I have heard them say, but you cannot take the country from the girl. I love that movie so much. And then my other movie that I love is called Season of Miracles. You can watch that too on YouTube. And it's with that Carla, whatever, Gugliani or whatever her name is, that was in that, The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor. She's in both of those. The first one, she played the mom, do you remember? And then the second one, she played the woman that's telling the story. I don't want to tell you who she is in case you haven't watched it. But anyway, because you don't figure it out till the very end. But, that movie, Season of Miracles, is so cozy town. I love it so much. Of course, there's a little romantic element to it. She falls in love with this guy that's the police officer in town. Of course, why wouldn't you? Every one of these, like, cozy mysteries, they always, like, they're just recently divorced or they had a failed relationship and they come home and they fall in town. They always fall in love with the good-looking sheriff that just happened to move there after going through some major tragedy in his life, and he just wanted to settle down in a small town. It's always like that. Of course, they're built like, you know, built like nobody's business, like a Playgirl centerfold, and they're gorgeous and don't want to date anybody except for this one woman that's like the main character. That's like every one of these cozy mysteries. And I love it too. I love it. I can tell you, in this book that I'm reading right now called The 12 Slaves of Christmas, this sheriff comes so close to trying to kiss her on Holly, the main character, so many times. She's like, I can smell his breath. She's like, I can feel his breath on my lips. I'm like, just kiss him! Just kiss him. I was talking to my friend Valerie, and Valerie is like, you're really corny, you know that? And I go, what are you talking about? She's like, this cozy, because she watches all my vlogs. Hey Valerie, how are you? She's like, this whole cozy mystery thing, this Christmas cozy mystery thing is kind of like corny. I go, I know, it is, and I totally love it. She started laughing. She's like, I love that you love that. She was like, but it is, it's kind of funny, it's kind of corny. She was like, are these like books written for adults? And I was like, yes, Valerie. I call her Valerini. I'm like, yes, Valerini, they are. And she's like, I'm like, are you still reading your Matthew McConaughey book that she bought like 6 months ago and she still hasn't finished it yet? She's like, I don't know that I like it that well. I'm like, Valerie. She likes like the same kind of authors that Tanya likes, like that Erin Hildebrand and those people. Nora Roberts. I don't know if she reads Nora Roberts actually, but she likes that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, it is corny and I don't care. It's so hilarious. My whole life has become like this. If you had said to me last January, in 2020, you're going to become obsessed with all things cozy, I would have been like, you have no idea what you're talking about, right? And it's so funny that that's what like my obsession is about now. But anyway, so the first year that we went to Gatlinburg, it doesn't snow really in Gatlinburg, Tennessee during Christmas time, but it's very wintry looking. And so I had gotten this like 3-bedroom cabin. It was gorgeous. It was up in the mountains. I'll tell that story sometime. But anyway, it was very Christmassy. We took a Christmas tree with us to like a fake Christmas tree to put up like in the cabin, and it was fun. We got a bunch of I'll tell the story in just a second. But anyway, the book part of it was that I had given my mom like some Christmas book. Like on the way up there, I made like a package for everybody. I know this totally doesn't seem like something I would do, but this is so me. Like, I love road trips and I love like just exciting things. And so I had made each person like a little package of things that they could enjoy while we were up there. And like Scotty, my friend Scotty that passed away last year, he loved James Patterson books. And so like I had bought him like a new James Patterson book that had just come out. He collected them, and he read those and the Harry Potter books like just he'd read the Harry Potter books like so many times. So I bought him like the new James Patterson book, I think, and then like some snacks for the car and stuff like that. No, I didn't buy him his wine coolers that he drank. He ended up buying those down in Gatlinburg himself. But anyway, that was kind of a funny story, actually. So my ex didn't really drink. Scotty hardly ever drank, but we went down there and he was like, well, I think I might want to get some wine coolers for like one night or something like that. And I was like, he was like, do you guys care? Because you and your mom don't drink. And we're both like, no, get your wine coolers or whatever. So you would have had to have known Scotty. Scotty was hilarious. And I started telling the story about Scotty that listen, sometimes you just have to leave some stories untold, right? So anyway, Scotty, we were at the grocery store, and I remember Scotty was like, do you guys care if I get like wine coolers for the night or something like that? He's like, I know you and your mom don't drink. And we were both like, no, get your wine coolers, whatever, right? Wine coolers, right? Bartles and James, I think like 4 or something come in the thing. So Scotty didn't drink them like the whole time that we were there, and they were like in the refrigerator. So when we were leaving, I was like, now mind you, this is at like noon a week later, right? And those wine coolers have been in there. And I was like, well, we were like going through the refrigerator, and I was like, okay, and I had like set all the stuff out, and my mom was like going through it, and she was like, well, I can take this home and I can take that home, you know, we can put this back in the whatever, this we won't take with us, just like going through and seeing like what was salvageable and what wasn't. And so apparently she had said something to Scotty like, do you want to take these wine coolers with you? And he was like, well, said something, and I guess he had said something about drinking them on the way up there, and I'm like, no, I don't like allow open containers in my car. there's been like maybe once or twice, and in my entire time being sober, and I'm not comfortable with that. I don't like it, and I don't drink, so there's no reason for it to be in my car. So I was like, Scotty, no. And I guess my mom must have said something to him like, well, you could have a wine cooler now if you wanted to, like before we got in the car. Scotty drank these 4 wine coolers apparently over the course of like an hour because he didn't want to waste them or something like that. And we get in the car, and he is like, I had no clue he had drank these wine coolers, right? So anyway, that was our trip on the way back. That was kind of funny. He didn't get like real drunk. He got like sick, like real sick. And I remember we had to like pull over somewhere at like this like restaurant or something because he was like, I'm gonna be sick. I was like, what's going on? And my mom said something. She was in the back seat, you know, trying to like read this Christmas novel that she was still like the whole trip like 3 pages into. I can remember she was so excited about this Christmas. It was like some Debbie McComber Christmas book. These books that I'm now obsessed with that I thought were so corny, right? Although I still don't love Debbie McComber books. Her books are hard to get into for me. But anyway, she writes tons of Christmas books. You know what's so funny is that I have asked so many people for recommendations for Christmas cozy mysteries, and so many people have recommended books to me, and nobody recommends Debbie McComber books to me. Like, I don't think one person has recommended a Debbie McComber book to me. But I've read one. I read Jingle All the Way, I think is what it was called, or something like that. I don't know. It was about an FBI agent, this woman trying to get to her mom in time for Christmas or New Year's or something. But anyway, it was really bad. And it wasn't called Jingle All the Way. I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, something to do with a sled or a sleigh, or I can't, what was that book called? I can see the cover of it. But anyway, I can remember I said something to my mom. We were like sitting in the car, and it was my ex in the front seat who was like perpetually always acting like he was asleep. And then it was like my mom in the back and like Scotty in the back. And I said, we like were sitting there, like he had gone inside, like ran inside to like McDonald's or something. And I go, I wonder what made him so sick. And my mom goes, without missing a beat, she's like, it was probably those 4 wine coolers that he chugged before he got in the car. And I was like, what? Or something like that. I can't remember what she said, but it was so funny. But we had such a good trip, and that was so much fun. And I remember she was so excited about that little Christmas book that I bought her. That was fun. Oh, Scotty. Scotty would do like needlepoint and, oh no, latch hook. Needlepoint and latch hook. He loved to do. He was always crafting. He was always doing something crafty. I can remember he would come and stay with us for the weekends, and like sometimes we would go to the casino and stuff, and other times we would just like hang out. And he would stay in our guest bedroom. And I always like put this like nice little candle in there, and we had this like quilt over the bed and stuff. And I would like, when we got up, because of course we're late sleepers, everybody I've ever been with, well, Alex actually gets up pretty early, but everybody else I've ever been with or known has been a late sleeper, including my mother. And so I can remember I would get up and I would like go in there, and I could like, before I got in there, I could see like his like he either have his shoes on or he'd have his socks on with his jeans, and he had already like gotten up, taken a shower, gotten ready for the day, and was like on the bed, and he was like laying on the bed like reading a book. And I'd be like, what are you doing? I was like, what time did you get up? Oh, I got up at 8. I always get up at 8, he'd say. So weird to think that he's gone. We've experienced so much loss in the last, couple years. Like Alex and I, one of us, it seems like every other day brings up pee-pee, and it's like we're getting so close to the anniversary, and it's like I just don't want to remember it. It's like, I think about that little guy every single day, I miss him so much. seems so weird that it's been a year since he's been gone. Because I can remember going into Christmas last year just knowing that, like, things were not good. I mean, I just really thought he'd make it till, like, the spring. I really did. Oh, guy. And I can just remember, like... Well, I was thinking about this the other day. Alex sent me some video, and it was, like, from a year ago, like, the date. And it was Pee-Pee running around outside with Boo and Tucker. And, it's just so sad, like, how quickly it just went downhill, you know? It's like... I mean, I've said that to Alex, so I'll be like, you know, it's like one second he was good, and, like, the next second he's like, no, babe, that isn't how it was. He was like, you forget. He was on all the medicine. He never wanted to eat his food. He was like, he was really, really tired. He would pee all over the place. He did. I mean, that was one of the things, like, with the kidney disease, is that he was, like, peeing all over the place, like, in the kitchen. I can remember he would go and just, like, drink a bunch of water in the kitchen, and then literally, I probably talked about it on here, I don't know, but, like, he wouldn't even, like, move, like, 3 inches or a foot, and he would just sit there and just, like, pee this unbelievable amount of, like, clear liquid. It was literally just going right through it. He couldn't hold on to any of it. You know, which was really ultimately the problem at the end, was that the heart disease, you know, and the medicine and the heart disease to keep his heart going was keeping, just was a mess. Was keeping his, like, kidney working overtime, which is why he had the kidney disease. And then because of all that, he didn't want to eat, and he didn't want to drink water, and he didn't understand. You know, you look at a dog like that and they don't understand. They didn't get it, you know, like, I can remember I just wanted him to eat so bad. Alex and I have been through some really tough stuff together. That is by far, in our 12 and a half years together, the hardest thing we've ever been through. And I have to say that I think that it's really, you know, that's when, like, being united in a marriage is important. I cannot imagine, like, okay, going through that with a dog was one thing. I cannot imagine going through and having a kid, because to a lot of us, our pets are like our kids, right? I cannot even imagine going through something like that with a child. I just honestly, like, you feel so powerless, you know, in that position. And I have so many people that reach out to me and since then, and they're like, tell me about their pets passing and stuff. And it's so hard. It's like, I think it's really one of the hardest things that ever happens that we don't ever talk about. I don't think we talk enough about the grief from losing a pet, you know, and just the absolute absence of just that little being of being around, or big being, you know, if you have a horse or a bigger dog or something, I guess. I'm not saying that jokingly, I'm saying that in all sincerity, you know, it's like, but you know, like, the flip side of it is that I try to focus on and think about is that, you know, I got 11 amazing years with that little dog, and I've got all this video footage of him, you know, that I can go watch anytime I want. Which is funny because I don't really go and watch it a lot. I mean, sometimes I do, but it kind of really makes me too sad, honestly. But I talk to him a lot, which is corny, probably. But you know, like we have this ashes and some pictures and stuff up and on the mantle, and I'll just like, when I'm doing stuff like putting my ring light away and whatever, and I'll be like, hey peeps, you know, how you doing, buddy? I do feel like he's around, but I'm very much a believer in that anyway. I'm very much a believer in the afterlife, and that animals go to an afterlife as well. And you know, the thing is that other than him getting really sick at the end, you guys, I have to show you this house right here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna drive in here and show you. But other than that, like, he had a really great life. You know, he had 2 little brothers that loved him and adored him. He had 2 dads that loved him. He had a great life. So, I don't want to be sad anymore. You guys, look at this. Oh my gosh. I want to make sure that you can see it when I'm driving. So hold on a second. Look at this. Oh my God. I think I actually drove by here and filmed this last year. You guys, this is magical. Look at that. Oh my God. There's something different about some of these lights that some people are doing this year that are like, do you guys see? They're like, they almost kind of look like lights that you would see. I don't know why they just have that Santa Claus over there though. It's kind of weird. It's almost kind of like those lights that, I don't know, they're almost kind of like that they're so special. They have all the whole backyard lit up and everything too. Wow. I have really seen some really, really pretty Christmas lights. Actually, I wanted to show you guys something. I don't know if I showed this on here or not. So I need to turn around, but this neighborhood in here is super cute anyway. These little houses, well, they're not little houses, but they're cute. Here, we'll turn around here in Christmas Central. It always is so funny to me, like them big snowman in there. I think it's a snowman, I can't tell, in their yard, that these, like these inflatable things that have like fallen down, you know? Okay, there is, I think I talked about it on here already. They have an inflatable snowman too, but there's a standing up. They have those lights too. The lights look like more like, I don't know how to, they just look more magical this year. But anyway, this house right here that I just showed you, they do that I think they did it last year. Now there's a house down the street. There's 2 houses. And by now, I'm sure they have it turned off because they usually turn it off. Like, I notice, like, when I drive around at, like, 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, like, listening to my audiobook, that they're turned off for the night. But there's these 2 houses, and if you if you turn your radio to the station that they have, like, the sign in their front yard, then it, like, synchronizes to the music. It's really cool, you guys. I took a bunch of videos of it the other day on my phone and was sending it to, like, Melissa and Alex and stuff because it was so cool. Tanya drove by here. She was the one that told me about it. And then I told Caroline, and Caroline was going to tell David because apparently he and his girlfriend are like looking at a bunch of like Christmas lights and stuff. So I hope they went and looked at it. It's really fun. It's really pretty. I like parked out there for like 5 or 10 minutes and there was a bunch of people parked out there. I need to put my glasses back or these will not end up in the house. So anyway, yeah, I miss Lil Pee-Pee, but you know, I finished that murder in Middle Beach last night, like when I got home, like really late at night. And I vlogged early last night, didn't I? I did, I vlogged early last night. That's how I got so much of my book done last night, listening to it. But, oh my God, Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass. I love their Christmas music. I also like Darlene Love. But anyway, and I love oh shoot, what's the band called? The something Singers. Not the Harry Conniff Singers. Conniff. The Conniff something. Ray Conniff Singers. Oh my God, I love them so much. Where are we at? And the battery is going to die here. Not going to die, but it's like halfway through. It'll probably start flashing here in a second. Right as I pull up to this house with the Christmas light. Look at me getting ready with the lip gloss on like I'm going to somebody's. Like, we're just going to look at Christmas lights, folks. Hey, Peter, girl, you're only going to look at some Christmas lights. I know. But you want to look your best when you're going to look at Christmas lights. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I finished that murder on Middle Beach last night. I don't really understand why everybody said the last episode is like, oh my God, it's so good. I didn't think that. I thought it was just okay. Just between you and I didn't think it was any better than the rest of the episodes. I mean, I thought the whole show, collectively, the whole series, or the whole docu-series, was really, really well done. I ugly cried at the end of the documentary. So it goes in and it talks a lot about his sister and shows like what her life is today. And that whole part, I don't know. I think it's because my friend that I was talking about, whose mother took her life, I think she reminds me a lot of her. Like, she doesn't look like her or anything. Their hair is kind of different colors, but kind of similar. But I think she reminds me of her or something. And how, like, she just had to kind of find her own way after all of that. I literally sat there and watching my iPad, and I just was bawling my eyes out watching the end of that show. And just for this kid that, like, basically, this guy, I mean, he's not a kid, he's like almost 30 now, right? But like, he just is probably never gonna get the answers he wants. Although if you watch the end of the documentary, like, they're a lot closer now to knowing who did it. I believe they do. That sounded like I shouted. I believe back in the day, people used to always tell me, they'd be like, stop shouting, you're so loud. And I never really could hear it, but now I can kind of hear my, I have like a hearing problem in this ear. I don't like hear 100%. So, I've never been very conscious of like my own volume. But anyway, I think the police know who did it. I really do. There's more to the story to me. It very much reminds me of the Keepers. Is this the street right here? I have a friend of mine that's an audiologist. Anyway, when she checked my ears, I'll never forget this. And like, she was explaining to me, is this it? No, this is not it. What happens? So this is what, I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. I'm sure somebody out there like works in audiology or knows what I'm talking about or whatever. But she said we can make you hearing aids at the time for that, or a hearing aid for that here. But she was like, I don't know that it'll improve that greatly. So something that, because has something to do with the possibility of me having epilepsy with the kind, this is going to sound so strange, but she said what is happening with my ear is that my brain is sending messages to my ear, like, so your ear hears it and then the brain like picks it up and reads it to your brain or something. Like, I don't know how it works, but anyway, this all happens like really fast. It's like if you hear like a honk, like your ear pulls it in, your brain like deciphers it. No, the lights are not on in this house. It's this house right here. Why don't they leave them up all night long? I don't understand that. Maybe the other one did. Did I drive by here the other night? I feel like maybe I drove by here the other night. It says 90.5. There's a sign in the driveway that says, to listen, tune to 90.5. Enjoy the show or something. But anyway, I don't remember how the hearing thing works, but basically, your brain deciphers the sound somehow, and like mine, it's like this all happens like, I can remember, I can see it. She drew a picture for me, and like there's like a delay in my brain, like picking it up, the sound in this ear, if that makes sense. So, where's the other one? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, here it is. Do they have all of their lights on? At least have their lights on. Wait. Oh, there's already says, into all a good night. They have all kinds of lights all over the house, but you can't see it because they just leave those things. They're pretty though. This is where I came down here the other day and I was looking at this one house. Yes, I did film this the other night because I came down here and I showed this house. It just has the one like flagpole. This house cracks me up so much. I don't know why. And if they only did half the tree, why does that crack me up? Should we go down here a little bit and see what these lights are? Why does this house crack me up so much? I don't know why, because that is totally what Peter Monn would do. I would only do half of a tree. I would get so bored. I would be like, I mean, that's why I only have a wreath out front and my little Christmas bushes aren't done when that'll each take 5 minutes to do. I'm like, oh, not today. I'm too tired today to do all that. Isn't that so funny? But that is so me. I don't know where I'm at. Where does this road come out? Where are we at? This looks like Tanya's neighborhood, but it's not Tanya's neighborhood. Where am I at? I thought this would like end at some point, come out. Okay, I have to turn around and go back because I have no idea where I'm at. Can I just tell you that this, there's another little, I'm not gonna go down there and show it. But can I just tell you, it looked like somebody was sitting on the front porch, but they weren't. Can I just tell you that this little neighborhood in here reminds me, the houses are so close together. Let me just read, Tanya's house, like, she has a huge yard, and the yards between her neighbors are, like, they have huge yards in between. Okay, this is literally, like, 0 lot line. I mean, you can literally, there's probably 10 feet in between the houses here. I cannot imagine, I mean, my condo, we share walls, right? But to have a house and have literally like 0 lot, I mean, it's literally like 10 feet in between these houses. And it's not like these houses are small either. That's kind of crazy to me. But this reminds me, okay, you guys are gonna never believe what happened. This is becoming such a total mess at this point. I was gonna say something else, but I'm not gonna resort to cussing tonight. Okay. So I was driving way back there, right? This has now happened 3 times, you guys, okay? I was driving way back there, and I was talking about the 0 property line houses, right? So I turn and I look at this house, and I go, oh my God, that looks just like, and I say, let's just say Judy Smith, because I always use that name, right? And I'm like, oh my God, that looks, and it's like, I forget sometimes that I'm not like just sitting here talking to Tanya Jane, right? And I'm like, oh my God, that looks just like Judy Smith's house. And I'm like talking about like, I haven't seen Judy Smith since blah, 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 whatever, right? And I'm like telling this story about Judy Smith. A couple minutes goes by, and I'm like, oh, God, I was talking about Judy Smith. Reach over, stop it, explain what I just gone through, right? Almost at the end of the street and all this kind of stuff. I guess it wasn't 5 minutes, it was like 2 minutes. So I'm almost at the end of the street, and I turn and I look, and I go, and I was like, oh my God, I think another Judy Smith. I'm like, I think Judy Smith used to live there, right? And I'm like, oh my God, that was back when, and I start telling this whole story, and while I'm telling the story about Judy Smith living there, I say, that's back when, and I say, another Judy Smith, right? Okay. A lot of Judy Smiths at this point. So then I stop the camera, and I look, and the battery's flashing. So I go, and I pull in, and I change the battery, and then I'm like, thank God I had another battery. I almost only brought that one battery that I had. So I would have had to have gone home, got the battery, and then come back and finish the vlog. So I'm now like, okay, explaining again what happened, right? And while I'm explaining, I don't say Judy Smith. I say, like, my friend's name, like Judy Smith, right? That's where I just stopped. So, because I needed to, like, pull myself together for a second. So anyway, needless to say, it's time for me to stop vlogging for the evening. It's time for me to just call it a night and be done with this. So that one reindeer over there cracks me up. It's beautiful, lit up reindeer, but it's just like one. It's just like one reindeer in front of this business, and it cracks me up. Okay, before I say anything else and say any more Judy Smiths, I'm gonna stop now, and I'm gonna go home, and I am going to I'm gonna upload the memory card and start rendering this video And then I'm gonna use the restroom, and I'm gonna get a Diet Coke, and I'm gonna go listen to my audio book of my Christmas cozy mystery. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna upload my vlog so it's ready to go tomorrow. So anyway, that is the rest of my vlog for you. And I'm just gonna end it right now, because if I don't, I'm sure I'll throw in another Judy Smith somewhere. Who? Judy Smith? Who are you talking about? Judy Smith? Who is that? Never heard of her before. You know Judy Smith. Who? I don't know her. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Love you. Wait, love you. Bye, Judy Smith. I love you too. Bye, love you. Wouldn't it be so funny if I actually did have somebody that watched my videos and their name was Judy Smith? Anyway, love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Hope you're having an amazing Tuesday. I love you. Bye, love you. Bye, Judy Smith. And everybody else. Bye, love you.